But I'm usually tapping into leaders that I feel like paved the way for me to be here today. Usually they have to be members of those movements or incorporated.
Ooh.
All right. They always that's all right. And so when I think about where we are today, I think about the sickness that exists in this country.
Yeah.
Now, some of you are thinking about sickness and you're thinking about cancer, and you're thinking about asthma, and you're thinking about diabetes. That is definitely one of the real sicknesses that we have going on. That is for sure. But as someone who had to sit in Judiciary Committee where I serve as a member on the Immigration Subcommittee this week, I can tell you that there are so many other sicknesses that are plaguing this country. We can talk about the sickness of racism in this country and xenophobia. There's allowing people to shoot people in the middle of the streets, point blank, in their heads with 3 rounds as if they are a dog and walk away while cursing and jumping their vehicle. We also are dealing with the reality of sickness when we look at the fact that we have 2 senators from the state of Texas that had an opportunity before the Affordable Care Act tax subsidies expired, and they decided to vote against the very people that put them into power. That is a sickness. Every single day that passes, I keep thinking, when in the heck are we going to get better? Because we woke up on Christmas and found out they were dropping bombs in Nigeria. We then woke up and it was only 3 days into the new year. I don't even know if y'all had really got your resolutions together. And the next thing you know, we were dropping bombs in Minnesota. And then just a few more days, and we had Minnesota. And so, as I do have some good news out of Tennessee this week, but the reality is this, and this is where it's the sword. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? That is it. As the election approaches, we start early voting on February 17th. Election day will be March 3rd. The question is, for you and every neighbor and every friend and every coworker and every foe, is are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? And I'm going to tell y'all the reason that I chose to go with sickness as my theme, since I wasn't in church today, is because I know that y'all have a healer that is here as a shepherd. There's a lot of healing. He does that includes the science, but he also does that includes the spiritual realm. But my question for the people as we look around this country is, are we sick and tired of being sick and tired? The way that we show this is by showing up.
At the polls.
See, Barbara reminded you that the people have the power. We have the power to heal ourselves because we still live in a democracy, even though it hangs by a thread. The reason that I decided that it wasn't good enough for me to sit there and say I'm going back to the U.S. House and I don't want anybody to get it twisted. I understand that I sit in a position of privilege. I understand that I was only the 55th black woman ever in this country to be able to say that I have the honor of serving in the United States House. But the reality is that we deserve better. And real leadership shines when we have runs. The last thing that I'll leave you with is that it was the Vice President. Jesus Christ. It was the Vice President. He should have been our president, y'all. I struggled with getting out of bed. I was so tired. I traveled this entire country. I was not sleeping. I was not eating right. And election night came, and boy, oh boy, it felt like I was on the ballot. I think I was technically. But I wasn't concerned about my race. I'm concerned about hers. Because her success I am challenging you to make sure you don't feel that way on election day this year.
Amen.
But she finally was going to deliver her concession speech at Howard University. And I promise y'all, I couldn't get out of it. You know, some people do politics and they're very good at it. I'm terrible at it. Because I get emotional. Because this is real for me. This is real life. There are real life consequences attached to who it is that sits in office. And so I was so heartbroken. I never imagined we would be where we are. I knew it would be bad, but I did not know it would come there so fast. And so here it is. She's about to deliver her speech at Howard, and I was like, I cannot go. I said, there's no way I can get out of bed and sit there and listen. And then I thought, if I feel this way, I can't even imagine how she feels. And I was like, I have to be there for her. So I take my braids out, my hair was in. But I got up, I put a hat on. The struggle was real. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. You know what it is. I put a hat on, and I knew that even if I didn't sit super close to her, her staff would make sure that she knew that I was there. It is so easy to stand with people when everything is looking up. The question is, who is standing with you when things are looking down? And I am committed. I am committed to stand the strongest with you, the people, when things are looking down. And I'm here to tell you, it was real down right now. And the final point that I'll make about why I was talking about that speech is that I will never forget that she said that it is only in the darkness that you can see the stars. She said, so make sure that each one of you that is a star, that she begins to shine brightly. I am here to tell you that there are so many stars. It is time for us to do our part. Don't just look and see the darkness. See the stars. Follow the stars. Make sure you support the stars. And I promise you, while weeping may endure for a night, joy